happy readers, it's been a few years since I've done a Q&A, so I thought it was about time to do ElizzieQuestions Part 2. I asked the people of Instagram and Twitter if they had any questions for me, and of course I've got a ton of them. I apologize if I don't answer your question. I promise to do more of these. I'm thinking like once a month I will do a questions and answers video. I'm stealing it from 11th Gorgeous, I'm sorry. They're cool. I wish I was cool like them. They're from Alabama, which is basically next door to Georgia, so yeah, I really like them. They're fun. If you don't watch them, you should. You really should. They're makeup guru type people, but they're also just I was trying to say fabulous and it just did not come out right. Yeah. These book lions asked Hogwarts House, and I have to say Hufflepuff. Not have to, but you know, Hufflepuff, you're next to the kitchen and you're friends with everybody, and you're also shunned. So, I don't know. Ginger Book Elf asked favorite dystopian novels. I would say the whole Legend series. I just gotten into Divergent, so that's a good one right there. It does have its problems, but it's also really good in some other aspects. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. I don't read a lot of dystopian novels. I usually go more towards the contemporary stuff, but sometimes I'll do dystopian. I'm really picky, guys. The Book Jazz asks if you could only read one book for the rest of your life, which would it be? I want to say Legend by Marie Lu because it was a foray into one of my favorite series of all time. Oh Snap, It's the Fangirl asked, have you ever dyed your hair? If so, what color? If not, what color would you like to? I have definitely dyed my hair multiple times. I regret some of them, don't regret all of them, but I have dyed my hair purple, red, black, dark brown, just different shades of brown and red. Usually go for the brown and red because it brings out my eye colors. It really does. More recently, I have gotten my friend Mel to dye my hair and cut my hair because she's an actual hairstylist and she knows what she's doing. The last time I dyed my own hair, definitely messed it up. It looks okay now, but I don't think I'm ever going to dye my own hair anymore. I'm just gonna leave it up to the professionals. Book nerd Jackie asks, have you read the TDI and TMI series, which is, if you don't know, she meant TID, which is the Infernal Devices and the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I like the Infernal Devices better because it's just kind of more succinct with just 3 books and you're done and you're good to go, but they're still big books and full of lots of feels, but yes, so good. Performing Book Filth asks, what genre will you not read? I know I kind of mentioned that I don't really get into dystopian that much, but I don't know, I'm not sure if there's one genre that I just definitely don't read. There are genres that I don't read a lot of, like I don't read a lot of horror, but the book that I'm reading right now is Horror Store by Grady Hendrix, that's what it is. But basically, I don't get into a lot of horror, but that's like, if you like Chuck Palahniuk, that's kind of up your alley right there. But I don't read a lot of like hardcore sci-fi or high fantasy. I just don't know what it is. I just have to be in a mood for high fantasy, and it's just not me. Dr. Badwolf asks, what book could you just not get through and had to put down? Recently, the most recent one, I think, was Inland by Kat Rosenfeld, and it was said to be this like suspenseful mermaid novel, but it really wasn't all that suspenseful, and every time it was like supposedly suspenseful, it would be like, oh, she found out it was a stick that grazed her leg, not an alligator, and it was like, I give up. If you saw me on Goodreads, I gave up twice. I had tried going 50 pages, then got through half of the book and I was like, I can't do this. And I'm sure there are people out there who love Kat Rosenfeld. I know people. It's fine if you do. I promise. I don't hate anybody if you like an author that I can't get into her books. Sorry. Izzy Bella Eagle asks, what do you use to edit? And I use Final Cut Express sometimes, but sometimes I use iMovie. I use iMovie a lot for BookTube News because it's really easy to do the lower thirds, like the words at the bottom, and it's just really easy to just throw things in there really easy, especially when I have a whole bunch of different people's stuff. It's just really easy to put it in there when I don't, especially when I don't have to like color correct and things like that. For my own videos, sometimes I'll color correct some things, and so I'll throw that into Final Cut Express. Sometimes I use BookTube News for that too, but yes, there's that. BookTVBE asks, if you could have only one fictional friend, who would it be? Why? First person I could think of, Luna Lovegood. Nightwine Novels asks, if you could only keep 3 books/series, what would they be? I think you guys know. First one's gonna be Legend. Second one, Georgia Nicholson, because those books got me through high school, y'all. Those books got me through it. Third, do I have to turn around for this? I think I do. I'm gonna go with Noggin by John Corey Whaley. Nicole Ann 8211 asks, who would be your sidekick? And there's a lot of people. Neville Longbottom. Let's go with that. He seems very insightful with the books and the things. I know Hermione Granger is too, but she's already been somebody's sidekick. I don't think Neville Longbottom was legit anybody's sidekick. He was kind of a Lone Ranger who happened to help at a certain time. I'm not sure if he helped in the books, but I know he helped in the movies. Somebody's gonna correct me on that. I know it. I know it. Lizzie P434 asks, do you prefer classics, i.e. Pride and Prejudice, The Great Gatsby, etc., or more recent books, Harry Potter, The Moral Instruments, etc.? More recent, not because I hate classics or anything like that. It's just because I know on BookTube we try to keep on the trend at least, like keep somewhere near the trend, if not in front of the trend, but you know, it just happens to be that way. I am going to read Frankenstein very soon because I want to read it before I watch the web series that is now on the internets. And I told myself I was going to read it beforehand, but I didn't know it was going to be so soon. Like, they just announced it like a month or 2 ago, and I'm like, wait, hold on, I don't have any time. It's gonna happen soon. I bought a special edition from Barnes & Noble. It's gonna happen, guys. Adrian Salgado 96, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, he asked, were you always interested in reading books? Yes, kind of friends in my family. Both my parents are very much readers. My dad doesn't read so much fiction, but he does read quite a bit as far as businessy kind of stuff, but he's always been kind of a reader. And my mom has been always that kind of person who was like Matilda, who was carrying as many books home as she could possibly do when she was younger. So again, runs in the family. Carrie Hugs asks, what's the best thing that's ever happened to you? Meeting all of my BookTube friends at VidCon and BEA. I would say like meeting people that I connected with online and actually got to meet in person. I am glad for those experiences. Alice in Whateverland asked, most reread book. I would have to say the Georgia Nicholson series, at least like the first 4-ish books. I read it not totally in order before because I picked up I forget which one I picked up first, but I read that one and then went back and bought the other books and got some for Christmas and borrowed some from the library and things like that. So the first like 5 or so books I've reread quite a few times. They look very well loved. Shout out Luz asked best/favorite book to movie adaptation. I would have to say the Keira Knightley version of Pride and Prejudice was pretty freaking up there on that list. Also, I know it's Dan Radcliffe's least favorite performance, but I really liked Half-Blood Prince. I think it was like some of just the tone of the film. I know the last little bit of it is pretty dark, but as far as just like the comedic aspect of it, I know Dan Radcliffe recently said that that was his least favorite movie that he's ever done. And if he didn't have to go, or didn't think that he had to go to the premiere, he wouldn't have and sat through that performance, but it was one of my favorites. So I'm keeping with it. I'm keeping with it, guys. Oh gosh, this is mean. Bella's my name 1-1. If all of your books got set on fire, you could only say one. What would you do? Oh no. That's so bad. Legend.